Mike, thank you so much for joining us here in BlockShow North America.
It's my absolute pleasure.
Well, it is actually my pleasure to have you here. And with all seriousness, it is truly a pleasure. You are an icon in the media world.
I am an icon, I know.
We got the guys back there with the fans blowing on you.
I know.
And, but when we look at the role that media plays inside what's going on with blockchain and crypto,
yeah,
I think we understand that if you put certain things out there in the market, you're going to have a reaction.
Yeah.
It may not be truly what you intended.
Right.
How do you navigate around reporting what you report in the blockchain and crypto world?
What's an example of that? You mean?
You know what? I'll give you a perfect example of that.
Disinformation or news stories or opinion articles?
No. We're not even going to go with opinion articles. We're just going to go with just classic information that you know that it could, based on your experience, could be a possible negative outcome. Putting this out here in the blockchain and crypto world.
The truth
is the truth.
The truth shall set you free. Didn't you learn that in Bible school?
Absolutely not. This didn't set me free at all. It actually enslaved me.
The truth? No, not that.
I'm joking.
I think it's, look, I mean, one of the issues I've got about the media reporting in this space is that they really need to work harder. Everyone needs to work harder because there's not enough real information out there.
Okay.
I think you guys do a good job. You're doing your best. There's a couple of other handful of media outlets doing okay, but then there's a little of misinformation, and there needs to be a lot more real information. And it's almost like I think of like the future of the media, the successful media will be more like slow food. Do you ever hear about slow food?
No. What
slow food? It's when you only cook things which are in season. You only, you don't just get strawberries just because in the middle of winter.
Right.
So you don't put them in a dish because they don't exist. Slow food is working with the seasons. It's it's sitting on a balcony in Italy, drinking Chianti and having pasta that's
I don't think I've ever
handmade.
Spoke with anyone that made media sound so sexy. That was a little too sexy for me. Thinking about my job on a balcony in Venice.
Talking about slow food.
I have to tell you, I really appreciate it, but with all seriousness.
Okay, sorry, I'll be serious.
No. Because
I'm not in a very serious mood today. Go on.
You know what? I actually like you less serious.
Okay.
But I truly want to know how, if you had the top media publications under your control, and how they put out.
What sort of a question
Ooh,
is this?
Yes, I'm going with it, man. Walk me. I got a long tail questions, brother.
You mean yes, right?
Yeah,
Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah. The media organizations in your control. How would you want them in season to report information that you know they can do a slide to the economy? They can create a slide in the economy.
I mean, it's not up to journalists to decide whether or not something is good or bad for the economy. They just got to report the facts. That's the point.
In reporting the facts,
we're not the head of the Fed or we're not the Chancellor of the Exchequer in the UK. That's up to those guys to make their own decisions. The media has to do its job in reporting the facts. That's the simplest answer to give.
So you don't ever think that, even though it may be the truth, let's say, what do you think has been the most impactful in this last quarter? The most
well, obviously the collapse of crypto prices has been very interesting.
Right.
But there's something else is going on behind that, which lots of people can't put their finger on, whether or not it's, Bitcoin whales, moving the market.
Right.
I think it's also, there's something else going on that's going to happen that, about the, I think that sovereign wealth funds are going to start getting interested in this space, which is going to be quite a big deal.
Where are you seeing activity out of the Dubai region? Where are you seeing activity?
I'm not seeing the activity.
Okay.
That's what my sources tell me. So I think that will happen.
I think that's
but I don't know. This is just rumours. It's not a fact, by the way.
Okay. Nope. I heard sources, and we know.
So, but nobody really knows what's going on with that. I'm more interested in the fundamental underlying technology. Like, can this technology really change the world in the way that it's predicted.
Have you seen any indication that what you're looking for blockchain to resolve actually will happen shortly?
Well, at the moment, the killer app for blockchain is cryptocurrencies, isn't it? That's the application.
Right.
Now, but what else can it do? Can it make the world run more efficiently or sustainably? Hopefully, it will get to the point where we don't have to, run CPUs, GPUs hot in order to mine it all. That it actually will become, a fundamental platform for the internet.
What would you like to personally see? A successful project in what sector would make you happy? A humanitarian effort, what would make you happy to see blockchain applied?
I think it's really been interesting to see how there's been a blockchain. There was a project to distribute aid more efficiently, and therefore that was done with the UNHCR. And the very interesting thing about that was that it meant that they could get rid of a lot of the corruption associated with aid distribution.
Right.
And it means that the money that you distribute to refugees is used more efficiently.
Absolutely.
And therefore, that's a really fantastic application for it. But that's not necessarily a mainstream one.
Right.
But that's transformational of people's lives.
That's what I'm saying. What's a little bit more personal for you?
I think banking the unbanked is really very
emerging
much
markets.
It should be anyone really, but banking the unbanked could be poor people in developed markets, right?
Right.
There's projects to give handouts to homeless people, cryptos to homeless people, isn't there? There's a project in the UK called Alice. A strange name for a project, but it's called Alice. To make it more efficient to donate money to disadvantaged people. So in cryptos, it's a really good idea. Okay. So there's lots of really fascinating things going on like that. There's no real one killer app right now. I mean, I suppose the killer app is the crypto itself.
Right.
But the underlying technology is really fascinating to see it happening. There's going to more, for instance, registering on sustainable energy on a blockchain. That'd be interesting to
real estate.
Do. Real estate,
it's been such a headache.
I think maybe,
in Europe.
so long as if it was recognised by the law, if we get to the point where these smart contracts are actually legally enforceable, then it's fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not there at the moment. And I asked in my speech. I asked if anybody's actually lobbying anybody about these laws. And hardly nobody put their hand up. One person put their hand up.
There was a conversation I had yesterday we were funneling through what are the challenges that the blockchain and crypto community need, what are the challenges? And obviously regulation, some people bad, some people good. So I said, well, if it's regulation, who's lobbying? Deaf ears. Fell on deaf ears.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't want to get political about these things, but I think if you want it to go mainstream, you're going to have to get political.
Absolutely.
You're going to have to lobby senators and what have you.
You have to go through the
you're going to have to go through the process.
And
I think it's good. It would be a good thing because you remember what they did the other day that when they interviewed Mark Zuckerberg and said, how does my Facebook work and what's the internet? I mean, they were so bad. So you can imagine how bad they are about this world, and they really do need education. We're subject to the whims of uneducated politicians, and if you want that to change, you're going to have to get your hands dirty.
So we have to go into the whole lobbyist world, and then we have to bring forums together similar to what we're doing here for ourselves in the crypto and blockchain community, but for elected officials.
I
agree, can understand and walk
definitely.
Them through
and it has to be, BlockShow obviously is more like a commercial event, and that's cool, but BlockShow could do a BlockShow politics version.
I like it. Would you be interested in doing something like that?
I'd love to do that.
Okay, good, because I'm thinking heavily about that, and after 2 days at the conference, and hearing that a lot of people aren't shying away from regulation because they know what it means, not in a broad stroke, but if they can sniper exactly the regulation, they have a lot of playing field. The regulation, Dodd-Frank, that stifled certain innovation in the payment industry sector. I was caught in that whole entire world, right? So I understand that it could be good and bad, and I'd love to work with BlockShow, Cointelegraph, and TechCrunch on creating something like that. I think generally we can create a lot of good in that world. So another thing is, if you had, for our viewers out there, if you had any bit of advice to give them in gaining entry into the blockchain or crypto world, what would your specific advice be for them, and where could you direct them exactly?
Well, the simplest answer is you've got to try and buy some crypto to understand how it works.
So you're not even jumping to education, you're just saying, but you see something, buy it, and then work with it?
But you know, buy $50 worth. Don't buy, you know, $50,000 worth.
The same amount of money you would buy Starbucks coffee or the
buy
wheat,
$5 or something,
okay.
And just play around with it.
Right.
That's a good start. I think people can inform themselves simply by, you know, just reading, and there's obviously enormous amounts of content out there to inform yourself.
What do you
but
like?
I think
what are the areas you like?
You know, what you should do is take something you're passionate about, and then Google that word and the word blockchain or crypto or both, combined with the word that describes your passion in life. Could be music, could be art, could be, you know, video, whatever it is.
Right.
It could be property. I don't know. Maybe you're passionate about property. God, some people are strange. And then add the word blockchain, and then boom, and then go into that vertical.
Okay.
And then inform yourself, and then you'll find your niche, your passionate niche that is relatable to this world, won't you? That's what I would do.
For us, it seems like that's a nice logical process. I'm glad you gave that a lot of that advice to our viewers. The one thing I want to ask is, if I'm an entrepreneur, I want to get involved in blockchain. I've followed you from day one. What is something that you're not seeing out there in the market right now in the crypto and blockchain world? You see everything. What are you not seeing?
There's a lot of talk about consumer applications, but not a lot of products.
Okay.
And I think I'm a bit conflicted, because I actually really do think that we are really very much in a building mode.
Yes, we
are. This is an infrastructure world right now, because the building blocks for the protocols are being developed.
Absolutely.
And so when people try to tell me about a consumer product on blockchain, most of the time it's pretty bad.
Okay, yeah. They've missed a few.
Somebody said to me, I'm going to create a coin to rate cosmetic surgeons. And I was like, yeah, I think that we're a way away. That's a deep one. No, this is so obscure. I met an entrepreneur here who was doing a coin for funding movies and for people to use at the movies.
Okay.
That's just called dollars, basically, at the moment right now. Now,
you don't have to tokenize or blockchain
really
or crypto
have to tokenize
everything.
That? I mean,
maybe original movie content from specified unique devices that have geolocation.
Oh God, yeah.
Maybe if you do if you have a geolocated video that was specifically on this place that only can come from that, maybe.
I wouldn't mind. I mean, if I was a movie fan, I'm kind of a movie fan, but I'm not super passionate. But there are super passionate movie fans out there. Maybe they would want to be involved in that token enterprise because they think, oh wow, I can fund the next kind of, Reservoir Dogs or something, or fund the next movie I'm passionate about, or whatever.
Sounds like hype.
So that's cool. But I think, I'd like to see a really interesting, outside of actually buying cryptocurrencies, which is, obviously kind of a consumer application at the moment, something else, a really decent consumer app that would really set alight people's imaginations.
Okay.
Because, you get this, I bet that a lot of people that you talk to who are not involved in this world, they have no idea what you're doing.
Absolutely not.
Zero clue. And when you try and explain it to them, they go, I still don't understand.
They're about 30 feet further from when they actually said it to you in the beginning.
They start walking in the other direction.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get that
amazing.
too? I get that too.
I received that call about 3 hours ago. They said, I saw you talking to somebody pretty important. Why? It was with blockchain and crypto, and here's what they're developing.
Yeah. What is that?
I'll call you back when you get. Let me know how the party was.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to know. But wouldn't it be nice to be able to sit in front of somebody like, this? Look, I can do this.
Right.
on the blockchain, and it's transformational, and it's going to change my life, and it's going to change yours. And someone goes, oh my God, that's amazing,
right.
you know. And there's not many people, there's not many products out there. I mean, can't do that many.
Everything is, I feel
I mean,
like
other
we're
than
developing.
maybe if you bought some Bitcoin and, you know, 5 years ago, and now you're really
Well, that's a
well
different
off.
story.
That's a good one. But I mean, I'm talking about something that really fundamentally cool, and everyone goes like, that's really great. I definitely want to do that. Where do I get that at?
No. Right
that
now
kind of thing. And we're not really there yet, are we?
Building blocks. We're looking at.
We're at building block stage.
What we're showing him is, look at this Java. Look at this code.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what this is going to mean in your life?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So we need brilliant marketers.
We need one of those. Yeah. But I think we will get there, and you know, I mean, blockchain can be used to make lots of processes more efficient, but that's not particularly sexy, is it? What you really want is someone to really get someone's imagination going. We haven't got there yet. We'll find out.
Yeah, we have the hype. We just haven't had the sexy. We have the hype of sexiness, but nothing's truly sexiness.
Something else will happen.
Absolutely. Well, Mike, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the time, brother.
My pleasure.
It's always great seeing you. All right, take it easy.
Fantastic.
Yes.
See you later.
You think I was going to do some crazy shit.